Character Concept Design from Beginner to Pro. Thanks a lot for checking out my course. And the image that you see before you, in front of you, was made through a particular process and was made through a particular workflow. Why should you take this course? Well, I'm going to show you that workflow and I'm going to show you the process so that you can create your own characters. Whether you're thinking of characters in your own mind or whether you're working for a client, there is a process to character concept design. First of all, before we even start, I just want to say that this is not an anatomy course. Although I do teach anatomy, this is not a 3D modeling course, and this is not a digital painting or illustration course. I discuss some of those things in order to create character concept design, but this is about how to go from the abstract to the actionable steps that you can take to produce results. When I think about design, I think about three things. The first is the abstract. The abstract is what's in your head. The abstract is if you have a client that gives you a description of a character. Abstract is the things that are there before you actually start drawing. And then you go into the actual, which is the mechanics, the framework that's set up in order to take that abstract and put it down and start to create something, starting to formulate something. And then you take action, and that's the actual drawing, the thumbnails, the refining of thumbnails, and the turnaround. And being on the internet, you are bombarded with information, and there are a lot of videos, and there are a lot of books, and a lot of those are very good on their own, but they maybe haven't quite given you exactly what you've needed. Some of the tutorials or the videos that you find might be good, but they might only be the abstract, where they're just discussing the theory of character concept design. Or maybe sometimes you get a little bit of jumping straight into the actual, which is just showing you their process without very much explanation. Sometimes you also get all action, which is pretty much what I call the watch me draw videos, where you just watch someone draw and you don't quite get what you need. You may pick up some pointers, but you're not getting that exact concept on how it is that you're going to go about creating your own characters. I made this course for students and hobbyists, professional artists and graphic designers alike that want to create your own characters, whether it be for video games to comics to graphic novels to animation. This is about the process of getting those characters down and communicating them in a way that is effective. Not only are you going to learn a workflow and how to consistently produce that workflow, but you're going to go from a beginner or wherever your level is and leave with a professional mindset and a professional workflow where you'll be able to take on any challenge that either you put for yourself or that someone else puts in front of you. Of course, this is backed up by Udemy's 30-day money-back guarantee. I do want you to go down and take a look at the free previews I provided, especially take a look at the course overview where I go a bit more in depth on exactly what is throughout this entire course. And I normally give a bonus section, but what I've done with this course is something totally different. There's an entirely other class within this course, an entirely other class that has stood on its own before, called Designing Sci-Fi and Fantasy Armor. So you get an entire course on designing sci-fi and fantasy armor because a lot of the times you will be designing armor. I go over things also that are illustration related, that such as doing not only designing the sci-fi and fantasy armor, showing you examples of it, and doing things like wrinkles and folds, because if your character's not in armor, chances are they're probably going to be in clothing. So if you're ready to actually learn a process to where whatever it is that's in your head, you really want to put it down on paper, but you don't quite know, or maybe you got that sketch that's been sitting there for a while, but you want to make that character a lot more tangible. This is the course for you. Go ahead, take a look at the free previews, and when you're ready, click the enroll button, and I'd love to see you on the other side. I'd love to have you as a student. And let me just say this before you go ahead and stop the video. I am here for you. If you ever have any questions or comments or things that I can do to make this course better, please, by all means, go ahead and contact me. I'm here for all of my students. And when you become a student of mine, you will have full access to me. So once you enroll, please go ahead and ask me questions. Thank you very much. Go ahead and click the enroll button, and I can't wait to start teaching you character concept design.